Kevin, thanks very much as we welcome you to the Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. Few places better to be on a college basketball Saturday than Rupp as you are watching the SEC on ESPN. Kentucky atop the SEC standings, taking on Florida, lurking 2 games in the loss column behind as we check Kentucky's pursuit of their 49th SEC title. And with just a couple of weeks to go, they've got a 2-game lead in the loss column over Auburn, LSU, and the Gators, and we're happy to be here. Bob Wischusen with Dick Vitale. Chris Budden will join us in just a moment. Now, we could talk about Kentucky. They're the first-place team. They're trying to hold off the pack and win the SEC. But for the Gators, this game would be enormously important to their resume.
Well, it would be important. It would lock up the knockout punch with the committee as far as the NCAA tournament. And also, it would get them 1 game behind Kentucky, and the last game of the year is at Florida. So this is a big game in an environment I love. Are you kidding me? Big Blue Nation. Look at the blue all around. This is basketball. They love their Kentucky Cats. And it's tough to come here and get a win. What did Mike White tell us? He said, poise. Poise is the key. Poise, and they better make shots.
And Chris Budden, it's a different starting lineup for the first time in Ashton Hagen's career for Kentucky today.
Yeah, he will not get this start today. It's questionable whether or not he will even be out on the court today with the thigh contusion he suffered against LSU. I watched him during shoot-around. He did not practice, took a couple shots during warm-up, but Calipari telling me he's about 75 to 80%. It's whether or not he can cut on the knee. He would like to hold him out if he's not at 100%. With him not out here, Calipari has asked Tyrese Maxey and Emmanuel Quickley to be the communicators out on the court today.
It's the first time in 55 games that Ashton Hagens will not start for the Cats.
You know where he'll be missed? He'll be missed defensively on Nembhard. Nembhard's been playing really exceptional basketball lately. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, the Gators. They've been shooting the ball much more efficiently. Mike White, he was really poised before the game. Hey, he won here as a player. He played for Mississippi, was the player of the game, had 16 points, and Ole Miss, that might have been their only win here. They beat Kentucky here when he played.
Well, in 1966, 1988, and 1998, Florida was a road team here in Lexington, and Kentucky was a top 10 team, and the Gators would get the win. That's the situation we have today. Florida on the road against a top 10 Kentucky team.
Really interesting battle going to go on in the interior. Richards and Blackshear.
Quickley's floater comes up short, and Nembhard tracks it down for Florida.
Quickley's been so good for the Cats all year.
Gators waste no time. Offensive rebound. Blackshear kicks it back up to Nembhard. The drive, the reverse, and the first points of the game for Keontae Johnson.
Boy, he did something the other day in a blowout over Arkansas. 7 shots, Bob. He took 7 shots, and he ended up with 24 points. How? He went to the free throw line. He was 15 for 17. He's a driving, slashing player.
That jumper is pure for E.J. Montgomery.
Right there, we get him going, man, and they think it's coming. They think he's finally in great shape. They think he's ready to perform, and that's what happened to Nick Richards. He got himself in tremendous physical shape.
Blackshear sets up Johnson. That's in and out.
You got to watch Florida shooting the ball lock. He's 14 for 22 and shooting the 3 in their last 3 games that they won. 14 for 22. Guys can't do that in practice and nobody guarded him. You can. I can't.
Johnny Juzang, as you can see out there in the starting lineup for Kentucky, in the absence of Ashton Hagens with the shot clock winding down.
Different kind of player. He'll give him the 3-point threat.
Maxey, a little old school crossover, and he hits the floater.
Might be old school crossover, but it is good school and really loved by Mr. Calipari. Maxey can be a star. Star.
Well, it has to be some type of luxury if you're John Calipari to be missing Ashton Hagens and still have 3 potential guys that can handle the basketball. 2 still in the starting lineup, and Quickley and Maxey.
Absolutely.
There's a takeaway by Quickley.
That's Kentucky talent, man. They go out and get talent. Doubling up on Nick right away. Good ball reversal.
And a throw for Montgomery, a wide open stop.
I'll tell you what, that was created by the pass that went into the post to Richards. doubled up. He reversed the ball out. They reversed it. Baseline drop. I'm telling you, if Montgomery plays to his potential, all I can say is watch out for Kentucky in March Madness. Richard chasing Blackshear all over the court, giving a little help right now.
Blackshear thought about a three. He goes right at Richards, bowls him over. A lot of contact, no call. They'll just say that Blackshear lost control, and it's a turnover.
See, watch this right now. Double up in here, reverse the ball back out, swing it to the baseline, and wide open. Poor job rotating over, and Montgomery explodes. I can't emphasize enough. If Montgomery gets his game to a level that he should be at, they're going to be dynamite to deal with.
He averages 7 points, about 6 rebounds a game. Of course, a McDonald's All-American out of high school, but 4 points, 4 rebounds a game as a freshman. So he's a good example of a player, Dick, that comes to Kentucky and is really trying to work to eventually become what all of those one-and-done guys became going to the NBA for John Calipari.
Absolutely. The one thing about John and his staff, they really work with their players in development. They really try to get them to develop and get better and better and better.
That foul, by the way, on Scotty Lewis. First foul of the game.
He's a defensive player. Freshman, came in highly rated to Florida.
Richards lost it, but it's gathered by Maxey with the shot clock winding down. Quickly, one-on-one. Leans in. Can't finish it, but he'll go to the line.
Boy, they attack off the bounce. Do they attack? Drive, drive, drive.
And that's Scotty Lewis picking up foul number 2. So just like that, he'll have to head to the bench.
Well, we watched him one day. He came out as the earliest guy on the court. Shooting, working on his shot. He's labeled a good defensive player. We had him in a game. He was really on fire early in the game.
Well, he's another guy. We had him as number 9 on our ESPN 100. So a top 10 player in America. And that's a quintessential 5-star recruit. McDonald's All-American, Nike Hoop Summit, checks every box. And he comes to Gainesville with the pressure on his shoulders, as if he's somehow a failure if he doesn't go to the NBA after one season of college basketball. And he could be a developmental player and stay in Gainesville and get better and better for Mike White and go in 2 years.
Absolutely. That's what he should do, but he got so many people in his ear constantly talking to him, telling him, hey, it's time to go. You got a chance to make money. In the meantime, he'll be in the G League.
Blackshear to Nembhard with the shot clock winding down. It's to 10. Blackshear from range connects.
You know, a couple years ago, I did a game here, Virginia Tech. Blackshear, he had a big game here. He was very effective inside, outside. Came in with a big reputation this year. Probably bigger than what it should have been. Everybody thought he'd be the savior. You know, he's a good player. He's got good numbers. He's a very good player. But he's not a guy that's just going to dominate the game.
It will stay with Kentucky when we come back. Here at Rupp, they've got the early 3-point lead. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots, now in 2 great tropical flavors. And in part by Knives Out, now on digital, on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray, February 25th. I'll talk about a Mount Rushmore of some great players that have played for John Calipari here at Kentucky, and he has a crop of guys that should certainly follow this group and end up in the NBA, but not that traditional one-and-done group that he's had in the past. Ashton Hagans, he is a sophomore, had a terrific freshman year, and it's good to see that he is able to get on the court, Dick Vitale, as he is nursing a thigh contusion suffered earlier this week in a collision against LSU.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Once he was in uniform, I knew he'd play. There's no doubt about it. He's a tough kid. He's had a little problem turning the ball over. He's got to protect the ball a little bit more, but he's such a defensive presence on the floor.
Shot clock down to 2. Off balance, just heaving one up as quickly.
Gator team has changed from being a defensive club like earlier and have become really efficient offensively. Mike said we got to get back our swag on defense.
Blackshear on Richards, lost his balance.
Blackshear trying to pull Richards away from the goal. He's a rim protector. Had 6 blocked shots the other day against LSU.
Johnson misses, quickly boards. Higgins for three.
That's not one of his strong suits. I mean, he's capable of making it, but he's not what you would call a consistent perimeter shooter. Terry Richards was called by the outstanding player for LSU, Skylar Mays, says he's the best rim protector we've faced.
He might end up being the SEC Player of the Year. He has had that kind of a season.
You know, if I were
on the list.
If I were voting today, I'd have to vote for him today. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a great talent.
Blackshear spins baseline plus the foul as he is able to weave his way past E.J. Montgomery for an and one chance.
Well, for them to win here and go back to Gainesville, Blackshear's got to be a superhero. And that's an exact great spin move, drop step, lays it with the left hand. This is what they were expecting from Blackshear on a regular basis. He's got good numbers, but not the numbers that people were anticipating and the way he was built up. In fact, he almost came to Kentucky.
Still been in double figures 20 times this season. He's got 8 double-doubles, and I thought that Mike White made an interesting point to us before the game. Said his Ken Pom offensive efficiency number is higher this year than it was last year at Virginia Tech.
But the other kid's got a little criticism from some people, and that goes with the territory when expectations are so great. But he's been a very solid player with the Gators.
He ends up in Gainesville when Buzz Williams decides to leave Virginia Tech and head to Texas A&M. Texas A&M playing very well, and that's Kentucky's next stop. They go to the Aggies on Tuesday. Richards on Blackshear. Higgins kicks it back up top. Good ball movement to Maxey, but a nice closeout. Maxey will flip one up, and he is able to get it to go.
He has such great driving ability. I'll never forget his first game, man. He was unbelievable against Michigan State, making threes. He's a streaky three-point shooter, but he's a driver slasher, very highly rated by all the people involved in the NBA.
Blackshear thought about another three and instead turns it over.
I like to push that ball off that turnover. Those three guys that can play on the perimeter gives them a great edge. They're like 3-point guards.
Sestina off the feet from Maxey.
Maxey with the great diagonal look inside. Catches them sleeping, no communication by the Gators. I mean, when you got Quickly, you got Maxey and Higgins, there aren't many teams going to match that.
Freshman Trey Mann just fumbles it out of bounds.
Last 2 possessions, Mike White can't be happy with those. Mike comes from a terrific family. His dad, the AD down at Duke. There's a floater in the lane, hanging in the lane, driving. Sees the gap, the seam, and he attacks it. Oh, what a pass inside. Spots the open man.
Tyrese Maxey, also only a freshman, and he has risen to the occasion when the competition has gotten its fiercest for Kentucky against ranked opponents this season, averaging over 19 points, 5 rebounds, and shooting 42% from 3.
Sestina gave him a big game there against LSU. Scott Calipari made him read a book about toughness.
And he knocked 3 threes down. It worked out.
It's called 10-Minute Toughness by Jason Selk. He made him read it, and the kid said, I learned a lot from that book. And he was positive thinking.
Now Montgomery turns it over. Chris Budd?
The stuff about that book is fascinating. He said it's helped him clear his mind. He does visualization. What it teaches is that you play your own personal highlight reel in real time in your brain, but you have to use all your senses. You have to feel the ball. You have to smell the popcorn. It allows you to know what you can do at your best. Think about what you do, not what you don't do.
Higgins able to finish. He goes coast to coast.
I guess Higgins looks okay, huh? It looks all right. Looks like that contusion isn't bothering him that much right there. Showed that quickness. Oh, he can defend. He loves putting pressure on the basketball and disrupt the offensive flow of the team.
And back to Blackshear. He buries another triple.
Tell you what, he came out to play here today. He's focused. Right now, Richards has not got a scoring on the inside.
All of Blackshear's damage so far has been done from range. He's got 9 of Florida's 11.
Yeah, he did a great job also on that drop step move to the basket. Knocked down 2 threes. I love the way they move the ball, man. They really move that basketball.
Nembhard rebounds the Sestina miss.
Nembhard's really been playing well, attacking to the rim, especially using his left hand on the drive to the basket.
Blackshear on Sestina.
Sestina transfer, came here, fifth-year guy from out of Bucknell.
Nembhard with the left hand, that's rejected. Here's the hit ahead to Maxey.
Finds
quickly with the left hand, that rolls off the rim.
They did everything right except score. Crowd was ready to explode, man. I love coming to this place. I mean, you go to Cameron, you go to certainly down there in Kansas where they're jubilant. I heard Bill Self didn't need a plane to get back to Lawrence today.
Blackshear off the mark. Sestina left alone.
Oh, they missed him inside. I love when I saw that stat by Johnson.
Nembhard with a step back over Montgomery.
But he's really been playing well, and that's why they've been doing well. The only loss in that six-game series was they lost to Mississippi, who was on fire at that time, beating South Carolina, beating Mississippi State and Florida by big double digits. Televised that, baby.
Omar Payne creates the turnover.
Televised that pass. Oh,
now Sestina fouls Trey Mann. Well, when you come to Kentucky, you're never sure what legends are going to show up. There's one right there. We spent some time before the game with John Wall.
Yeah, we spent some time with him on the inside. Yes, sir. He's special, man.
And different eras are represented.
Yeah, Mr. Macy. This guy could shoot, man. He was a terrific shooter. Automatic at the free throw line.
Back at Rupp Arena, Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale. Dick takes us inside the play.
Well, watch here in Nembhard. He's reading the defensive player, seeing what's available. He's going to back him down, step back. He's got a lot of space, a lot of room, and he's capable of knocking it down, as he's demonstrated there. He had a terrific freshman year as well. Recognition, understanding where you are on the court is so essential. You got to know what's happening. You got to think while you're playing. You can't just up and down the floor.
And you want to make sure if you're that close to the three-point line, you take a little step behind it and make sure it's a three instead of a long two.
Exactly.
That's what the analytics people tell me.
That's the analytics.
What were your takeaways today, your biggest takeaways from Kansas going on the road and evening up the season series with Baylor after Baylor beat them at Allen Fieldhouse earlier this year?
You know, I put on Twitter today, the star of stars today has to be Azubuike.
Yeah.
To go in that environment, 23 points, 19 rebounds, 3 block shots. The kid was sensational. He was the difference maker. And I'll tell you what else I took away. The fact of the matter, we were down 10, struggling big time. No quitting Baylor. They came down to where that game went down to the last second. Our guys did a great job on the game. Our people were terrific. And it was just a great college basketball game. It lived up to its billing, going right to the end.
Two teams that if we eventually saw them meet in the Final Four, if not the championship game, you wouldn't be surprised. It seems like that kind of quality of play as Keontae Johnson works his way to the free throw line. And Big Monday, speaking of which, starts with a big matchup between two of the top teams in the ACC. Number 11 Louisville in Tallahassee to take on number 8 Florida State at 7. And then who knows, Kansas, they might be number 1 by the time the new poll comes out. They'll take on Oklahoma State at the Fieldhouse. Second half of our Big Monday doubleheader. That comes up a couple of nights from now. Both games on ESPN and the ESPN app.
You know, Louisville won easily today, beat North Carolina. Carolina had to play without Garrison Brooks, their inside player. Florida State was leading. I don't know what the final was. They were on the road playing against North Carolina State, who was coming off that incredible game where they blew out Duke. And I think that Florida State was going to win that basketball game from what I had seen. Leonard Hamilton's done one heck of a job. I just told they won by 6. There it is. They love him here. I am Nick Richards. That's his Twitter. I am Nick. Pick Nick for All-American. That's the cry by all the students.
And they got the campaign signs up everywhere. Keontae Johnson left alone. A defensive breakdown by Kentucky gives him the easy deuce.
You know, you think about Nick Johnson, you're talking about player of the year. I believe you always reward a guy from a winning environment. You got to win to be a kind of a player of the year. Anthony Edwards is the most potential talent in the conference. But this guy has been vital to the success of Kentucky. Since he started to play, averaging 16 a game, blocking shots, leads the conference in field goal percentage. does it defensively. He would be my vote. If I had a vote today, Chris, I would vote for Mr. Richards.
So would a lot of people in this building. Dick, those signs are everywhere. There's a campaign sign right in front of John Calipari's front yard. The two dogs, McGruff and Palmer, they're voting for Nick Richards too. All over the place you see him.
I'll tell you one thing, I better not show where he's living at all, because when you lose, these fans get a little angry down here.
Here's Richards off the inbound. That's a little too strong.
John Calipari, the man of the hour in Lexington. He is like a hero in this community.
Well, how about the reaction of John Wall when he walked in to see his old coach, right? He has a very special connection with the players that have played for him, all of the stops that he's made.
Absolutely. Remind me so much when Jerry Tarkanian coached. Jerry Tarkanian, those guys loved him. He used to come in his office. You saw John Wall. The first thing he did was he embraced Mr. There he is, look at John. Embrace Mr. Calipari. Well, what players he's had here. I'm going to lay on you today my Super Six in the John Calipari era.
Okay.
My best 6 players that I picked. Now, he may not agree with me. He may not. He said, in fact, you're going to get some players mad. Well, I'm going to give you just my opinion. I thought the 6 best played year for John Calipari.
That's your job, is to give your opinion.
Really?
Yeah, there's Richards.
Oh, look at Richards.
That's the fact.
Patrick comes from Patrick High School out there in New Jersey. Oh, wow, Mr. Richards, get nice wide inside. John Calipari said conditioning has made him what he is now versus the. Look at the wide base inside. Getting low, you can see coaches have worked with him down inside. They got some staff on there. Talk about Kenny Payne. You look there, you see Tony Barbie. You see Mr. Justice.
And their strength and conditioning staff as well. That was something John Calipari told us pregame. The difference with Nick Richards, he said he got in shape.
Yeah.
So it can be the hardest thing sometimes for kids to do because, quite frankly, it takes a lot of hard work. It hurts. It's painful to get in shape. I know, because I'm not in any kind of shape, so I can appreciate that. But
you're in shape.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you one thing. He strokes the free throws, especially crunch time. They were on a ropes reel against Ole Miss. You know what's impressive in that game? They shot 2 for 22 from the 3, and they win the game against an Ole Miss team who came here really on fire, blowing out the last 3 teams they played. South Carolina that blew out Florida.
Offensive rebound, Keontae Johnson. High off the window, off the miss by Blackshear.
You know, Johnson is just a gamer. He's a gamer, Bob. He comes to play all the time. He's got a lot of heart. 24 points with 7 shots. That's incredible. Toughness. Go to the free throw line, converts in the game when they blew out Arkansas. By the way, Arkansas had tough luck when they lost Isaiah Joe. That really hurt them big time. He came back today.
Quickly with a jump stop. Richards kept it alive. Juzang lost it. Saved right into the hands of Quickly.
That's how I like Quickly. What a year he's had. And you don't want to put him on the free throw line if you're an opponent, because he's like 91% on the free throw line. This Kentucky team is going to be tough for people to deal with in March Madness.
Keontae Johnson shaken up on that last exchange, so we'll see if he's able to stay in the game when we come back. Here is Dickie V's all Calipari Cats team.
How's that, man? Davis, Wall, Gilchrist, Cousins, Towns, and Ulis. The little guy was sensational when he played here. What a team, man. What a team. Love Anthony Davis.
Bob.
Kevin, we were talking about that game, Dick Vitale, before we came on the air. That's an eye-opener in the Pac-12.
I did a couple of tweets. I said, Mick Cronin is going to bring discipline and toughness to UCLA. As you watch in this 3rd year, when you say 3rd year, I think today, Kevin, that was their 6th game in a row they won, and they beat Colorado now. Not once. They beat them twice. They beat them at Pauley, and they beat him there. I salute Mick Cronin. He's my coaching star of the day. As a Buki, my player of the day, and Mr. Cronin, the coaching star.
Who do you like at 9 Eastern tonight right here on ESPN? Oregon, Arizona. That's a big one in the league as well.
I got to go with Arizona. The game's down there. Arizona coming off some good wins. I'm telling you, I like Arizona in that game. Oregon got beat when they had to play Arizona State. I believe it was on Thursday night. I think Arizona's not going to let them leave with a W.
Maxey hit the side of the backboard.
Watch Johnson now. He likes to drive the basketball.
Noah Locke from the corner. He's now 0 for 2. That's an air ball. And look who's there to keep it alive. Keontae Johnson.
You know, he's 0 for 2. You ready for this? Locke came into this game 14 for 22 in the last 3 games shooting the three. 14 for 22.
And now Keontae Johnson draws a foul. Chris?
John Calipari in the previous huddles has told his guys that he didn't think the guards were giving long enough looks to his post players, that Nick Richards was open. He was pleased with the last 4 minutes that they were able to find him inside. He liked Richards to get a little closer to the bucket. Also asking Ashton Hagans, hey, when you're open, take those jump shots.
You know, Dick, it's interesting. This is a Kentucky team that among the top teams in America depends on the three about as little as any of the other best teams in college basketball. They don't even on average make 5 threes a game. In today's college game, that's almost unheard of.
Well, you know, the last game against LSU, they were 2 for 10 in the first half. Then they made 7 straight threes in the second half. They go in spurts. Kyle Tucker, who does a fine job for the Athletic covering the SEC, he did an article breaking down their shooting the three here at Rupp versus on the road. They shoot the three much better and much more efficient away from Rupp. I think one of the reasons they don't practice here. They do not practice on this court. I think shooters get familiar with the landscape of a building.
Richards rolls. And it looks like an offensive foul has been called. And who's there this time to take the charge? It's Keontae Johnson. He just keeps making hustle plays.
He's a winner. He really is a winner.
While we're talking about the history of the three-point line, do you know where it started from? Abe Saperstein, he was the original founder and coach of the Harlem Globetrotters, went on to start the American Basketball League, the ABL, wanted something to differentiate. And how about it now? It started at 25 feet with that kind of line now. Guys are never out of it. We saw that today in the Baylor game. Late shot brought it to 1.
I heard a lot of stories in my time about Abe. My assistant coach, Smokey Gaines, was in the Hall of Fame with the Globetrotters. He used to tell me all kinds of stories about Abe when he played with the Globetrotters.
Trey Mann feeds the post. Dante Bassett back to Mann for 3 with the shot clock winding down. That's a big triple for the freshman. And look who's on top with under 6 minutes to go in the half.
Mann can shoot the three. That's one of his fortes, shooting the three. They're going to need the three ball to win here today. Crowd a little quiet now. They got the crowd a little quiet.
Maxey in the mid-range. That's a brick.
Can't emphasize how big this game is to the Gators. It would be a knockout punch. Some people say they're a little bit on a bubble. I think you said Joe Lunardi's got him as an 8 seed right now.
As Glover rolls one off the rim but draws a foul. So he will go to the free throw line. If you're Joe Lunardi and you've got them as an 8 seed, well, that certainly right now is comfortably in the field. But that can go from comfortable to uncomfortable very quickly if you don't keep stringing wins together. This type of a win on the road, boy, that would really cement the resume on the plus side.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt them big time if they're going to lose this game in terms of their net. But the bottom line is it's a total knockout punch. And more than that, it keeps them in the hunt for the SEC. And that's a special thing, as Mike told us. He told us before the game. You better believe they're thinking about that. If they win this, they're 1 game behind, and then get another shot with the Rowdy Reptiles down there in Gainesville.
Not only a miss from Glover, but then a foul on Dante Bassett. Well, tonight, a highly anticipated rematch. It's finally happening. Wilder Fury 2. Their first fight, an epic split draw. Now Deontay Wilder defends his WBC heavyweight title for a record 11th time against the lineal champ, Tyson Fury, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific in Las Vegas, live on pay-per-view and ESPN Plus. To order the main card, it's ESPNplus.com/top rank. And be sure to download the ESPN app if you're watching on your mobile device.
I'll tell you one thing. Let me tell you this. We had an epic, unbelievable rematch today with Kansas and Baylor. And we saw what happened there. Kansas went to Baylor, stopped a 23-game winning streak. Now we got an epic rematch going on with Wilder and Fury. Well, I'm going to go with Mr. Wilder, only because I sat behind him when I got the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Emmys. He was right in front of me. I couldn't believe how big and strong that guy is.
How about that play by Maxey? The tip follow plus the foul.
Yeah, terrific play. And he interrupted my story because I had to now go to him.
What nerve.
I had nerve of him.
It's unbelievable.
Come on, Maxie. You interrupted my story. Hey, Bob, you're going to be in Vegas? You and I going to be in Vegas and for the Gonzaga tournament. And I got tickets last night. We're going to see Rod Stewart, baby. Rod Stewart.
You, me, and Lorraine Vitale and Rod Stewart, that has dream scenario written all over it for me.
He's terrific, man. He's great in concert, really. How to make you dance. I think you just want to see Billy Joel.
I just want to sit right in between the two of you. Be the ultimate third wheel.
You got a good one going on, man. These Gators came to play here today. Nice
Keyontae Johnson again.
Boy, he can drive the basketball. You give him a little hole in the defense, the gap and seam. I don't see enough players that want to attack. They're going to just grab the ball, shoot the three, attack off that bounce. Now, right there, attack.
Quickly can't convert, and it's knocked out of bounds by Brooks.
Take a look right here. Look at him attack with that bounce. He spotted that. Well, he spotted that lane and just went through there. He struck. He looks like he could be one heck of a running back.
Well, last year Keith Stone tore his ACL, and that forced Keyontae Johnson to move to power forward. Started the final 20 games there, just an undersized 4, but has always been tough as nails.
I'm going to call Coach Mullen up to take a look at him.
Higgins with a shot fake back to Quickly. Higgins, right to the goal.
Nobody rotated over. I can see him beat the guy to the goal, but where's the defense to the basketball? The most dangerous thing, we've said it 5,000 times during the course of the year, is the basketball. You got to forget your man and go give help and go get that ball. Wow, wide open.
Locke straight away. That's short.
Locke has really been locked up here. Came in on fire, 14 for 22, but he's locked up. I think he's 0 for 3 right now, is he not?
He is.
Wow, see, pretty good memory. Not bad.
That was very good.
Not bad for 80.
Higgins right into the hands of Keyontae Johnson.
Get it back to Johnson. Get it back to Johnson.
Locke lost it in the corner, though.
Turned it over. Locke's not having a good first half.
Sestina.
Uh-oh.
That goes over the backboard. 2.5 minutes to go in the opening half, and Kentucky up by 1.
Take a look at this right here. Look at that hole. You're going to see a hole right. Oh, wow. Right to the goal. Nobody there. Unbelievable. Where's the defense?
Yeah, Kevin King is not going to like hearing that highlight package again, but to those guys' point, it is Keyontae Johnson and Kerry Blackshear, that combo in the front court that has been pretty much all the production so far for Florida.
They got to get their guards starting to help out. Locke, we said, was big in their 3 wins coming in here, 3 straight wins, making threes all over. I mean, 14 for 22, as I said earlier. That's incredible shooting. He's 0 for 3 here.
That's Dick Vitale. I'm Bob Wischusen. Chris Budden with us here at Rupp Arena as well. A big one for both of these teams. Not only is Kentucky trying to win the SEC, but Florida trying to get that signature win to make sure that they're off the bubble. And our next NBA Saturday primetime game, Giannis and the Bucks, they've got the league's best record, still on pace for a possible 70 wins. They take on Joel Embiid. And the Sixers, our coverage tips with the jump at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. And you can always watch both on the ESPN app.
I'm going to tell you this. Not a lot of people are going to agree with me, Bob, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I firmly believe, as a tip-in, good job by Florida, again, work on the offensive boards. If I were voting today for the coach of the year in this conference, I'm going right to the guy at Kentucky. I'm going to tell you why. They lose to Evansville. They lose to Utah. They lose to Ohio State. Everybody is going wild. Fans here who love the sport so much and love their team. Everybody's, what's happening? He never lost his poise, never panicked, and the team felt that. They've won 13 out of 15, and you know what? People could say, well, he's got talent. Yeah, he's got talent. No question they got talent. But you know what else they got? They got a leader that understands how to get them to play as a team and not to be selfish. Superstars that arrive here have to learn. You were a superstar, but now you're going to earn your playing time. And for that, I said, you know, so many times the great coaches don't get recognized. I'm sure, I don't know how many Mike Krzyzewski's won Coach of the Year, not that many in the ACC, because they're supposed to win. Oh, really? Try coaching sometimes when there's expectations, that pressure is unreal. So Calipari, he gets my vote.
From the corner, there's a three for Ashton Hagans. Hesitation dribble for Nembhard. The alley-oop not there. Maxey the other way.
Tell you one thing, you don't want to now blow and go to the locker room on a negative Florida. Right now, you look at Kentucky, take charge of there. Look at John. Look at John. He's an orchestra man on the sideline. He's a maestro man.
About a 12-second differential. 8 to shoot. Hagans turns the corner. Sets up a wide-open Montgomery. That's no good. And a chance for Florida to hold for the final shot of the half. Nembhard pulls up. Blackshear with a shot fake. Does that beat the buzzer? It does, and it goes down for Ques Glover.
Give you a little Uncle Mo going to the locker room for the kids from Gainesville. Hey, Mike White told us too. He said, I have such respect for Coach Calipari. Dealing with all young players, I've learned, man. I have learned. That shot was good. They're checking the monitor.
Well, speaking of which, Coach Calipari is with Chris.
Coach, what did you see from your guys in that first half?
Well, we have some guys that need to shoot the ball that miss one or two, then would drive through shots because they don't want to shoot it. Can't be that guy. We're headed up into March. That's who you are. We're not going to play very long. You have a shot, you got to take it. If you can't make it, you get in the gym at night and shoot more shots. We needed to post up the ball more, but Nick got a second foul, made it hard.
Gotcha.
Well, we'll see if they can rebound in the second half, as Uncle Mo might be on the side of the Gators with Ques Glover knocking down a three. That ties the game 31 at half. Time for that by 5 Hour Energy. This is the SEC on ESPN. Just about set for the start of the second half between Kentucky and Florida, tied at 31. For the most part, Kentucky led in the first half. Florida tied it just before the break. John Calipari spoke with Chris Budden on his way to the locker room and had some criticism for his team.
You don't have to make them all, but you can't miss them all.
Well, Dick Vitale, there was a moment that Chris Budden, when she was speaking with John Calipari on the way to the locker room, where he was critical of his players, saying, we might have to get in the gym and get some extra shots up, but we're not going to knock them down in a big game.
Well, basically said, hey, I want you to take some shots, but you can't miss them all. Get in the gym at night and work out. John is a constant motivator. That's what makes him special. He can recruit, he can motivate, and he can manage a game. He does all areas exceptionally well. Richards with those 2 fouls, we sent him down. He played 10 minutes, didn't get a rebound. He's got to become effective here in the second half. Blackshear's got to go out and try and get him a 3rd foul on him. I would attack by getting the ball inside of Blackshear.
And there is Blackshear off a nice pocket pass from Andrew Nembhard. Going back to your coaching days, Did you find that there was legitimate carryover from the end of the first half to the start of the second half when a player would hit just one big shot before you went to halftime?
They give you momentum and give the kids some life. I think so, but it's not so on Ernest Richards down inside. That helps too when you go to your post guy. I don't think they've gotten to him enough. I think John was right about that. You got to go inside more. I mean, let's face it. Like, psychologically, it's a big lift to you. It really is.
Well, the Gators have won 3 in a row, 5 of their last 6. Their last 3 wins have all been by double digits. So they're a confident team coming in here for this matchup at Rupp. And there's Keontae Johnson off the shot fake.
He's having to feel they're getting to the rim, man. He is getting to the rim. Great first step. I love the way he catches and faces the goal. He's in position to attack with the little jab step. They got to throw the ball inside the net. Get more touches down in that low box. Shooting a 3 is not one of their strengths at this place. They're 1 for 4 in the first half.
Juzang turns it over. A nice steal by Andrew Nembhard. Lewis. He comes up short. Scotty Lewis barely played in the first half. Picked up 2 quick fouls and never got back in the game.
The guy that was real quiet for Florida, who's been sensational for them in the 3 wins, was Locke. He didn't make a field goal.
Maxey's off the mark. Another rebound for Keontae Johnson.
He looks at Coach. The coach tells us to shoot if we got a shot. Don't look at me like that. Come on, Coach.
Nembhard finds a cutter. It's Blackshear plus the foul.
Nice look by Nembhard. You talk about being unselfish, finding the open man. Look at Blackshear cutting to the goal. He's having quite a game here today.
On E.J. Montgomery, by the way, that's his 3rd foul.
This is the player that many people were anticipating. As you're going to watch him right here. Right at Virginia Tech.
So Montgomery back to the bench with 3 fouls. That brings Nate Sestina back in the game for the Wildcats.
Sestina can make the 3. He came up big in the second half against LSU.
Off the heel, too strong again for Tyrese Maxey.
They're really struggling here. And it's been documented. Look at the numbers. The numbers are not very positive shooting the 3 at Rupp.
Nembhard to Locke. Short.
Boy, if he can get going. I mean, the guy's 14 for 22. What's he now, 0 for 4? 0 for 4, shooting the 3. Wow. Kentucky's really contained him big time. Point of emphasis on Guarantee in their scouting report was don't let Locke get going.
Nick Richards. That jump hook wouldn't go.
Johnson with the rebound. I'll tell you, Bob, to me, Johnson's been the star of stars for Florida.
No question. He's got 13 points to go along now with 5
rebounds.
Drive. And the drive, and the finish, and the foul, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Just what we're talking about. We're talking about Johnson and his strength, the way he's going to the goal. I tell you, one of the most amazing stats all year. 7 shots, 24 points. That's incredible. Goes to the line. Look at the way he seals the defense off. Got that good step, strong, thick upper body.
And that's Sestina's 3rd. So just after Montgomery went to the bench with 3, he was replaced by Sestina. He picks up his 3rd. There's some front court foul trouble now for John Calipari to worry about.
It's mounting, there's no doubt about it. Cats fans got to get going here. Give him a lift. They got to help the Cats fans, but playing well.
There's a chance for a 3-point play for Immanuel Quickley.
He's been quiet too, Quickley. And he can quickly put points on the board.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, no, he can.
Yeah, that was good.
Did I do something right?
Yeah, without even meaning it.
That's Quickley, man. He quickly gives him a chance for 3.
And the foul called on Noah Locke, who continues to have a tough game.
Yeah, tough game. Let's go quickly down to Chris.
Very good, Chris.
That was good. We heard Ashton Hagans at the beginning of this half talk about if you can't take the shot, then you're not going to make the shot. And that's what Cal has been telling his guys in each of these huddles and right before the break of, I need you to take shots, quit hesitating. As for Florida, Mike White really happy with the poise of his team. Wants 1 possession at a time, eliminate the emotional fouls and the turnovers, and we'll be good. He likes the looks they're taking.
I want the crowd getting a little lively here now. The Rupp faithful, boy, these fans love their Cats. They love them.
There's a wide open look. Trey Mann couldn't knock it down, but a foul's going to be called on Kentucky, and that's going to go against Sestina. That's his 4th.
Wow. Wow, he's going out.
So Sestina sits down with 4 fouls. That brings the freshman Keon Brooks back in.
Take a look right here. You're going to see it here. Oh, there's the bump. There's the push. There's the push. Not going to get away with that. Sestina with a little push inside.
Johnson had his pocket picked by Maxey. Maxey the other way with the spin move. Hangs.
He is acrobatic. Oh, they love it. They love it. Unbelievable drive to the basket by Maxey. The star, here comes the faithful. The Rupp fans erupt with standing O. Let's go, Cats is their champ.
Blackshear can't quiet the crowd.
But Maxey really makes things happen with his driving ability.
Hagans, short.
Does not matter next. An open shot, take the shot.
Nembhard around the Blackshear screen. Blackshear now has a mismatch, seals inside. Couple of guards after him, and it's Hagans that picks his pocket.
Hagans, a terrific defensive player, rotating down inside, got the deflection.
Quickly with the left hand.
Oh,
yes!
Quickly. He's turned it around for Kentucky. Quickly. Oh, Emmanuel. King Emmanuel. Good timeout there. They are tied. Quickly and Maxey. Here goes Mr. Quickly. Left hand up on the glass. Oh, and there's Mr. Maxey. There we go. Off we go. How's that for a little spin? Hey, right in the glass.
Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Chris Budden back here in Lexington, where sometimes the legends show up, and John Wall did just that, as he was the Y at the end of the cheerleaders spelling Kentucky. While we were away, we had a chance to catch up with him for a moment. Pre-game in John Calipari's office as well.
Well, he was really great in the office. Tell him what John gave him. Unbelievable.
He gave him some limited edition Kentucky sneakers, which I've got a couple of sons that I think have been very excited to get their hands on the pair of kicks that John Wall walked out with. It'll be good to see him back on the court hopefully next year as well, because it's been a kind of a long, grueling injury recovery road for John Wall.
Well, he and Beal together down there. When you look at Washington, former Gator, does a great job down there. I thought he should have been an all-star. But he turned his game quickly around didn't he? And
that
Maxey
completes
too.
an 8-0 run for Kentucky to put them back on top.
Dick, did you recognize the song that was being played? That's the dance that Dougie John Wall was always so good at. That music is right up your alley.
Yeah, little disco Dick time. Maybe you should go out there and dance. I should go out and dance a little bit.
A little bit.
I'll be dancing down to Vegas when we go down there.
Teach you how to
Nembhard.
dance.
Oh, what a nice pass.
Hips it up to Blackshear.
Nembhard, great penetration. He's been really so solid. I'll tell you one thing. He's been a key for they're going to zone. They're going to zone. Showing a little zone here, saying, okay, let's see you guys make some threes. Let's see you make some threes. Trying to cut off the driving game. Oh, they missed. Richard should have got a ball quicker.
Jump hook, won't go.
I like the little move right there by Mike White. I think that was a good adjustment for the moment. Get them out of any kind of rhythm they were trying to get into their driving game offensively.
Trey Mann comes up short, and there's Richards to clean the glass.
Well, I'll tell you, in college basketball, when you get the luxury of having three quality guards that can play on the perimeter, you always got a chance to win, especially when you combine it with a post player like Richards.
Hagans intercepted by Keontae Johnson. Nembhard to Mann. Extra pass to Lewis in the corner. Blackshear is the trailer.
Oh,
Back door
nice
to Mann. And that's blocked by Richards. But Ted Valentine says, score the bucket.
Yeah,
That's goaltending.
TV Teddy right on the call. Boy, he's in great shape. 61 years old, man. He is really in great shape. Watch this extra pass right here. You're going to see the good pass to the baseline. Great cut to the goal. And there it is. Good call. It's a big game. We talked about it earlier, how big it is, especially for the Gators. I mean, when you look at Kentucky, I mean, they're in great shape. There's no worry about them getting in the tournament. But you know, they want to win because they want to lock this conference up. They got a 2-game lead right now on basically 3 teams. Auburn's right there with a tough win today.
There's a 3 that goes down for Quickly.
Oh, Quickly. I love that guy. I love guys that can make shots. He can make shots. And he's getting the people excited. What an improved player he is from last year. They said he was going to be improved this year. He dedicated himself, worked hard, and there's the results. He's become a star. In fact, he's in a conversation for Basketball Player of the Year in the conference.
Tipped ball. Nembhard saves it. Blackshear can't recover. It's on the sideline, and it's
Kentucky
a Gators turn.
ball. Should be Kentucky's ball.
It is.
Yes, sir. Belongs to Kentucky. It never stops to amaze me, the unbelievable spirit when you come here and the love they have for their team. I mean, it's incredible. They travel. They're going to London. They're going to London next year to play Michigan in a Hall of Fame game. I will guarantee you, Kentucky will be represented big time in London.
There's a foul as Richards was trying to post up. And for Immanuel Quickly, he is having an excellent second half. And Chris Budden, it's always a family affair, it seems, for Immanuel Quickly.
Yeah, there's a louder cheering section than the ladies that come out to see Immanuel Quickly every game. It's mom, grandma, aunt, and sister. And Dick, you talked about all the places they play. These ladies come and follow them to Egypt, the Bahamas. They've been to Spain. They've been to Italy. They don't miss games. They got their own homemade shirts. Quickly was said, well, when I'm on the road, I can hear them. At Rupp, it's so loud I can't, but they got their own chance.
Higgins lost it as Keontae Johnson was able to corral the loose ball.
I think it's beautiful that you see that with your family following them.
Lewis draws a foul. That will go against Immanuel Quickly. That's his first.
He came here as a big-time recruit, as they all do. They're all big-time stars. They wouldn't be wearing that uniform if they weren't. But it took a year for him to develop, to really get back into the system, to understand what this is about. It's a special little pressure here playing in Kentucky. The expectations are so high.
Now, last year he averaged 5 points a game, Immanuel Quickly. This year, in the last 15 games, he's been averaging 18 a game and up to about 14 a game on the season.
And 91% on the free throw line. And he's like automatic when he steps on the line.
Top 6 in America.
It's pretty good.
That one came up short. That might be a shot clock violation. It is, as Trey Mann did not hit the rim on the way up first attempt. Although Mike White thinks he got the second attempt off before the shot clock expired.
Tell you one thing, Kentucky's defense has really locked it up from when they were down 40-33. Look at the clock on top of the screen.
His first one doesn't hit the rim. The second one, Mike White thought he got that up in the air before the shot clock went to 0, but Bill Covington and Ted Valentine got together and said no, shot clock violation. Quickly, left alone. Got it!
Mr. Quickly's doing a dance for his grandmother, his mother, his family. They love it. Look at him. That's our guy. That's Mr. Quickly. John Caloretta likes that he quickly puts points on the board.
He's got 16 now. Scotty Lewis, way too strong. Offensive rebound, Dante Bassett. Here's Johnson for 3. That's no good. Way up in the air for the rebound is Maxey.
He's got to drive the ball, Johnson. They can't handle him when he
Quickly, feeling it. Go!
Get a TO, baby. Get a TO. It's Mr. Quickly time. Get a TO, Mike White. Get a TO. You need a timeout. Oh, Mr. Quickly. Look at him. Teammates love it.
A 6-point lead for Kentucky as Rupp is rocking. A 9-0 run all by Quickly.
Network.
Welcome back to Rob. Immanuel quickly having himself a second half, 15 points here, 19 overall. John Calipari has challenged him to reach the 25-point mark. He said, I've had a group of others that could do it on any given night. Richards, Montgomery, Maxey Hagans, they've all hit 25. The closest that Quickly has gotten is 23. He would need 6 more to reach that mark. The coach has been pressing upon him.
Tell you one thing, John Calipari talks about him like he did P.J. Washington, how the second year, how they came back with a different mindset, changed their whole game, changed their whole determination, and that's what he did. He dedicated himself and quickly has become a star.
Let's see how the Gators respond after the Mike White timeout and the Quickly 9-0 run. Nembhard lost it as that layup attempt with the left hand might have been deflected by Blackshear.
There's a tough opportunity right there. They better get up in the face Quickly because he is feeling it.
Mentioned that last 15-game stretch where Quickly is averaging 18 a game, shooting 43% from 3 during that stretch. And here he is again. He wants another. That one's just about down before it rimmed out to Keontae Johnson.
Florida needs a basket badly, man. They're on the ropes right now, on the ropes. Keontae Johnson's got to drive like he did earlier in the game. He's going to try to take him one-on-one, go to the basket. Florida's deep. I'll tell you one thing, the Kentucky defense is so much better now than it was.
Blackshear at 15-footers, no good. And rebound pulled down by Montgomery.
Taking some really tough shots. Not getting the quality shots they got when they had the lead of 40-33. Up by 7, and all of a sudden Quickly went on fire. Also, the whole team really stepped up defensively.
Quickly goes at Blackshear. Richards follows.
Well, he saw that all the way. What a great reaction by I Am Nick Richards on Twitter. What a great reaction. He's getting a little bit away here from the Gators. Kentucky has stepped it up with their intensity and their emotion and playing hard.
Blackshear needs help.
They're struggling right now. It's the team defense in Kentucky. They really are not making them make the turn. Can't go to the basket.
Someone's got to put a shot up. Shot clock at 1. Here's Locke. That's no good. A forced 3 at the end of the timer. And we are coming up on 5 minutes without a field goal for Florida. They're 0 for their last 6.
We haven't seen the real Noah Locke. I mean, the kid is a tremendous three-point shooter. He's 0 for 5. And you got to credit Kentucky. Aware of him and really making sure he gets tough looks.
Yeah. In SEC play, Noah Locke, number 3 in America, shooting the 3. But Immanuel Quickly, he has been feeling it here in the second half.
Yeah, he really is. There he is, trained in 3, hit 3 in a row. Oh, fine, Mr. Quickly, there he is. Quickly, we take the lead is the play to Kentucky fans.
Monday, we'll have 3 of the top 10 women's basketball programs in America on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. At 7 Eastern, Duke takes on number 10 NC State. And then this one will decide the Pac-12 regular season title and the top seed for the tournament. Sabrina Ionescu leads number 3 Oregon against number 4 Stanford at Naples Pavilion. And she is in pursuit of possibly becoming the first player in Division I history, men's or women's, to have a 2,000, 1,000, 1,000 season. She's only 9 rebounds away from already getting it done.
Wow, what an incredible congratulations there in a brilliant year. Hey, one thing on Tara Vanderveer, I'll have Stanford ready. She is an amazing coach. Her record down there at Stanford is so incredible.
Hagans, jump stop, 5 to shoot. Maxey, spin move, offensive foul. Good position for Ques Glover. He took the charge.
Glover did a good job there, but they're offensively, they seem to really be locked up right now by Kentucky. They're not getting good looks. Somebody's got to step up for Florida. Baby's getting away. It's down to 8 now. They were up 7. That's a 15-point turnaround. Florida really having a tough time. Kentucky communicating well on defense, helping each other out.
Glover out to Johnson. Blackshear, an offensive rebound foul by Maxey. That's the second on Tyrese Maxey.
Well, Blackshear trying to do his part on the inside. They're just not making shots now. Not getting easy shots. That was another example. Tried to beat him off the dribble and made him pass the ball to the baseline corner. They were making drives and getting to the rim and when they were up, but they're not doing that now. This guy was driving like crazy to the basket.
Nembhard with a shot fake, and he'll go to the line. It's another foul on Maxey. That's his third.
That's 3 in about the last 3 minutes.
2 trips up the floor.
Yeah. Tell you one thing, he keeps getting better and better because next year they got another terrific class coming in.
When do they not?
When do they not? But just next year again, number 1. Right now, Duke, I believe, is 2. Carolina's 3. So Carolina's going to be back big time. They're actually recruiting a young guy that plays at the same high school that Nick is from, Kaminga. Some people say he's the best in the country.
The Patrick School in New Jersey.
Yeah. I'll have a little in on there, obviously, with Nick Richards from there.
Ashton Hagans, double team, lost it, and it's out off Hagans. It's a 6-point lead for Kentucky with 7:44 to go.
There have been quite a few changes in Kentucky basketball throughout the decades, maybe no more than the music. Coming up, we'll showcase the soundtrack of college basketball throughout the years.
Stroll down boxing memory lane with Kevin Connors. We appreciate that, Dick Vitale.
What about Floyd Mayweather? I didn't hear his name.
I'm not sure that Kevin, on the toss back to us here, had the chance to name, like every boxer ever. But he picked 3 pretty good ones.
Oh, not bad. I used to love Sugar Ray, too. He didn't mention my guy.
Well,
come on.
We've seen Florida take a punch, and they are coming up on 6.5 minutes without a field goal, but still, they're only down by 6. Glover for 3. And the long rebound ends up with Juzang.
Juzang getting some minutes. Cal said, I got to get my bench to contribute it now. If we get guys like Juzang and Montgomery and people on the bench come up, Sestina.
Juzang with the quick trigger. And another rebound for Keontae Johnson.
Juzang can shoot the ball. They got to attack the rim.
Man from the corner. There's a big 3 for Florida.
That's a big one. They needed that possession right there. Got it down to 3. Bench gets up a little jubilant. Nothing like the big 3 to give you that little juice. And look, Coach Cal not happy with their defense in that sequence. And he's letting them know about it. This guy never stops coaching. He works like you can't believe.
It's a 3-point lead for Kentucky. And we'll step aside for 30 seconds. Come right back to Rupp. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Chris Budden here at Rupp Arena, just re-emphasizing how important this win would be if Florida could get it. Right now, Joe Lunardi has them as an 8 seed, but Dick, they are right in that mix of SEC teams that's on the bubble.
Well, Mississippi State got beat today. It's going to hurt them big time. Arkansas has really been struggling, played without Joe for a period of time. South Carolina's trying to hang in there, obviously. I don't think there's a bubble for Florida. I think Florida's going to be in the tournament. I really do. I think I got a better chance of growing here than them not getting in the tournament.
Oh, well, then I guess we like their chances. Nick Richards to Hagans. Back to Richards. Fumbles it.
Oh, spin to the baseline. He had him and then spun. Oh, what nice.
Somehow Montgomery found the loose ball.
What great passing inside. And Montgomery gets to do. That's unselfish basketball. Sharing the rock, baby. Sharing the rock. Find the open man. It's one thing about Kentucky. I'm not worried about who's the leading scorer. I'm about winning. That's when Anthony Davis played here with Gilchrist.
Blackshear rims out a 3.
Montgomery's been very active here tonight. I'll tell you one thing, if he starts to grow into becoming a player that they feel he potentially can be, I mean, that's just going to take them up a notch, Kentucky. Because the 3 perimeter guys are so solid. And post guy Richards is as well.
Quickly, Banks one home.
He just knows how to score, man. Came out of Maryland area, came here, big-time reputation. It took him a little while. He is now developed to be a star in the SEC.
Back-to-back games with 21 points for Immanuel Quickley. And the 7th time this season he has gone over 20 in a game.
They don't get many open looks, Bob. They don't get many open looks. There it is, turnover.
A steal by Quickley.
They really have locked up Johnson here in the second half. They haven't allowed him to make the turn to get to the basket like he did in the first half. I credit their defense more than anything here in getting the lead against Florida. Oh, wide open.
Higgins. Short.
Too much standing around right now for Florida. Too much standing around. Everybody watching.
Blackshear. Basket interference.
Yeah, good call. In Europe, that would no problem. But over here it is.
The Gators' offense looks so much more stagnant in the second half than it was in the first.
Well, they're not getting any movement at all. Stationary. And Mike's a little frustrated on that sideline when he sees. The effort's there, but you got to be efficient too. Kentucky put their mindset when they were down. They were a different team when they were down 40-33.
Back to the zone.
Tell you one thing, they communicate Kentucky with each other, each player. You can see they really like playing with one another.
Maxey, floater, short. Here comes Nembhard. He needs to wait for some help. He does not have numbers.
Well, the one thing is you don't get numbers that easily against Kentucky. Their defensive transition makes you play 5-on-5.
Nembhard
can't make the
turn.
turn.
By Richards.
Good job by Richards stepping out.
Blackshear fouled. Free throws for Kerry Blackshear. When we come back with Kentucky on top by 7, under 4 to go here at Rupp Arena in Lexington.
Wow.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots, now in 2 great tropical flavors.
Forgot my book.
Here at Rupp, season ticket holders have had these tickets for decades, but they can still find the beat of the music. Let's do a little rollback of the jukebox and pregame warm-ups, and we'll start things in the 70s. Here we go. Simon and Garfunkel, the Jackson 5, Diana Ross. Keep it rolling into the 80s with Pink Floyd. We got Casey and the Sunshine Band. There he is, MJ, Michael Jackson. The Spinners wrap up the 80s. How about now? We got Future, we got Drake, we got DaBaby, and we finish off with Post Malone. So Dick, we've seen all those. Is there anyone like we're missing that you enjoy listening to during warm-ups?
Hey, what about Travis Scott? I don't see him. And what about my guy Lionel Richie? What about the Four Tops, the Temptations, the Motown sound, man? The Motown sound.
Fish.
Fish, yeah, you like Fish. You better like Rod Stewart because I'm taking you to see Rod Stewart.
I can't wait. By the way, I think Chris was wondering if we missed anyone. How about we missed like the 90s or the 2000s?
What about the 40s and the 45s? What about the Sinatras? What about Dean Martin?
I got you. We want to go back to when you were coaching in the 30s.
You're right. You're right. Hey, right now, all I know is, hey, what, are they going to show us on TV when I wasn't paying attention?
That's kind of what we do on television here.
Black
occasionally.
Shoes, trying to keep him in the game now. It's
he has kept him in the game. 5-point game under 4 minutes to go.
It's amazing. They couldn't get a 3 out of lock today. I keep looking at that stat, 14 for 22 in the 3 wins. And then I see 0 for 5. Shows that he's human because he's a real good shooter, the kid. Now it's Kentucky. Scouting report. They want to drive, but they're always looking to go to the rim. And then you got to contend with Richards on the glass.
5 to shoot. Higgins penetrates, off balance. Missed everything. That's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, good defensive possession right there by the Gators. They got to put some points right here on the board, man.
And this feels like a very important possession for the Gators.
I agree with
Down
you.
by 5, 3.5 to go after they played such good defense at their end.
And as Mike White, he's so animated on that sideline, he knows the big possession. Because it's been struggle city since the 40-33 lead. It's been a struggle to score. They've really wrapped him up. He was driving like you couldn't believe.
This time his pivot foot slid.
Defense, baby, defense. They have stepped up their defense because their maestro man, Mr. Calipari, didn't allow them to just go on their heels. Now look, he wants to drive. Right there, he wants to drive, and he lifts that pivot foot, no doubt about it. Good call. Still only 5 down. Not playing that well here in the second half. Quality shots are so essential right now, Bob. You got to take good shots. The right people's got to shoot them.
Offensive rebound, Richards, but he falls to the deck, so it's traveling called against Nick Richards.
Had a chance to share some time with his girlfriend. She said while I was in the stands, she said, I'm Nick Richards' girlfriend. Beautiful young lady. I think she's on a volleyball team here. Good snatch. Good snatch. Falls to the deck.
I just lost his balance, so the turnover. And here's Keontae Johnson.
See, they really cut his driving game off. They have totally cut off his driving.
And a steal by Hagans. Gives it up to Maxey.
What a nice duo. What a dynamic duo. Hagans and Maxey make beautiful Kentucky bluegrass music and forces a timeout. Hagans can play for me, man. He created that steal. He's a warrior playing hurt. Oh, defense, baby. Defense to offense. Here we go. We're going to defend, and we're going to get the ball. We're going to find a way. There it is. Right here. Now watch. Ball comes back. There's the anticipation, the steal. He knows where his teammate is. He drops it off, and there's the layup. He is a key guy, man, a gifted guard defensively. Think of these guys right here. Garrett, boy, Kansas special. Hagans, Trey Jones, he'll lock you up. Mark Vital down there with Baylor. You've seen him. Simpson, McKnight. I'm telling you, they'll lock you up, these guys. They love playing defense, and that's how you win. And right now, Michigan's won 5 in a row. They beat Purdue today. Purdue lost their 4th straight. Purdue is 14-13, 7-10 in the league. Now that's good to Bubble City.
Yes. Even in the league that has been described all year as the best in America.
It is the best league. There's no doubt about it. And the Big East is really something else. Right
Big
now,
Blue Nation is on their feet now here at Rupp Arena. Let's see how the Gators do. They have one more response in them. Down 7, coming up on 2 minutes to go.
Tell you one thing, getting these tickets around courtside, these people battle for those.
There's the lob and the finish by Johnson.
Nice play during the timeout. Nice call right there to set that up. Got it back down to 5 down. They're going to win. They're going to come up with some stops. They're going to be concentrated on number 5 and the guy in the post. And that's a nice dynamite duo with Quickly and Richards. It's nice when you got inside-outside combos. Dotson has a bouquet. Trey Jones, Vernon Carey.
Maxey, 5 on the shot clock. Double team. Blackshear all over him. Quickly's going to have to force one up.
Uh-oh.
Gets the roll!
You know it's your day, baby. You know it's your day. Mama says, that's my guy. That's my guy. She's sitting there. Mr. Quickly could do no wrong.
A block by Montgomery.
Montgomery has had a solid game, man.
Quickly's got 24. That's a career high. The next leading scorer for Kentucky is Maxey. He's got 11. So Emmanuel Quickly, what a job he's done. And it's SportsCenter tonight after Oregon, Arizona. Nabil Kareem and Zubin Mehenti will have the recap of Wilder Fury. Giannis and the Bucks on pace for 70 wins. The Astros stepping into the box for the first game of spring. SportsCenter tonight after Pac-12 hoops on ESPN, and the ESPN app as Keontae Johnson is still trying to keep Florida in the game.
Well, I'll tell you one thing right there. John Calipari's going to have that on the video to his team. He looks at the film, etc. Because that's a no-no, no communication at all on the inbounds on a special situation under the goal. I tell you, they keep having 5 back. Uh-oh.
Quickly off the back of the rim, kept alive by Nick Richards.
Richard's size made that happen. Bring the ball out.
And a timeout called by John Calipari. He wanted his team to calm down and make sure. Hey, guys, hold the basketball. We're up 6 with under a minute to go. And so he calms the team down on his own by calling a timeout.
He's my coach of the year. There's no doubt about it. Coach of the year in a conference round.
Let's raise some money for kids battling cancer.
Oh, let me just tell you this. I got a call the other day. This is my book, my Mount Rushmore. So I want to thank many of the fans who responded. There's a lot of stories in the book about Kentucky players, Kentucky coaches, Calipari, my 40 years in ESPN, the best of the best. But more than that, the money goes to kids battling cancer. I had a call the other day, a friend of mine, a beautiful guy, called up in tears about his grandson. 12 years old, had a pain in his leg, went to the doctor, found out that he has a big tumor. They did a biopsy on him Friday. They will not know the results till Tuesday. I'm praying like crazy that it's benign. The family have to wait from Friday to Tuesday. It is a nightmare. That, my friends, is a problem. Not winning or losing a basketball game.
And that's why we're trying to raise as much money as possible with your book, with your gala, to make sure that someday we're not having this conversation.
Well, John always supports us big time. John Robick knows a little bit about it with his daughter, how the people responded in such a positive way. Just go to dickvitale.com. dickvitale.com. You can order the book. I autograph it to your desire. And every dollar I would make from it goes to kids battling cancer. My goal this year, $5 million. And Calipari's as generous as they come.
Deflected pass taken away by Scotty Lewis, so life for the Gators.
They got to go drive the basket real quick. Get a quick score. Can't play around.
Deontay Johnson needs help. Tre Mann, a step back. Hits a mid-range jumper. The lead cut down to 4 with a half minute to go.
Got to come up with some stops now. I'm trying to really get a steal, put a guy on the free throw line, but you got to come up with some stops because right now, in command, certainly Kentucky.
Now the Gators are out of timeouts. They also have 2 fouls to give. So are you immediately fouling no matter what right away here? You probably have to because it's going to take you 3 fouls before Kentucky is even put on the line.
Yep. Very good assessment, sir. I've always knew that you really are sharp at SEC standings. Right now, this is big for the Gators. When you look at the standings, they're one of 3 teams, 2 games behind Kentucky. Auburn, LSU, and Florida, all with 4 losses. Well, if Florida gets number 5 today, the party's over as far as thinking of winning the SEC. They're going to be in the tournament. I will bet my last dollar the Gators are in, and they deserve to be in. They haven't lived up to the preseason hype. We're number 6, but they've certainly done enough to be one of the teams in the field.
They still have Kentucky again at the end of the season, but 3 of their next 4 games for Florida are on the road. As far as Kentucky's concerned, that will not be an easy win on Tuesday night, part of the Super Tuesday, when the Cats take on the Aggies.
Hey, Auburn, you got to put Bruce Pearl in the argument, too, for Coach of the Year as well.
Yep.
You lost a lot of guys doing a great job. I just think that guys like John Calipari, it's expected. You know, oh, he's got talent. He's got resources. He's got great fan support. Oh, really? That's all great. But those expectations make it so tough sometimes to live up to them. Yet he gets the players to respond, and he should be recognized for that. I hope he looks at the tape because I may get a free meal out of this.
Wouldn't be your first.
No. I pay for my meals, man. I pay. Last night we had a great meal at the Bella Notte down here in Lexington, 4-hour dinner.
Every bit of it.
Oh, watch this.
And a steal.
Oh, what a steal.
Nembhard takes it away.
What a great steal right there.
Tre Mann backs it out. Can't take too much time.
No,
he will go to the bucket. Lost his footing and lost the ball.
Lost the ball. Oh, another steal.
Scotty Lewis with another
take. Ball. Oh.
And he gets fouled.
Wow.
They'll call Higgins, I believe, on a foul on Lewis.
Could have called it against the kid from Florida, too. Depends on, he had that one first. "19 ticks on the clock." Had a chance with the steal by the Gators. They gave her right back.
Scotty Lewis has not scored so far today. Got in early foul trouble and sat for the majority of the first half.
I don't understand.
He's looking for his first point.
I don't understand how he's going to leave school to go to the NBA. You tell me. We had him against Baylor. He didn't score in 28 minutes of play.
He should.
I mean, come on now.
The tip follow is there, and it's a 2-point game.
That was like an accidental tip, wasn't it? I mean, come on. You got 2 eyes, I got 1. No timeouts. Florida's got no timeouts.
It's into Richards. Now they've got fouls to give. They thought they had stripped the ball away from Richards and knocked it off his foot, but instead it is a foul that is called.
They did foul him, Bob. They did definitely bang him.
The Gator players don't even know they've got fouls to give. They're running down the other end of the floor.
Right. See?
The foul was called before Richards kicked the ball out of bounds.
Absolutely. They got still 1 more to give.
They only have 5 team fouls so far.
Oh, watch out. 5-second violation.
And a timeout called by Kentucky. That's their final timeout.
Wow.
So chaos both ways at the end of this game. Neither team is handling the closing moments terribly well.
No, not managing at all. The clock and the efficiency at the end of the game. And we got ourselves a 2-point game here. 1 possession. No quit right here by the Gators. I thought they were going to ready to roll over because Kentucky was playing so good defensively, but they just kept battling.
Again, the Gators have 1 more foul to give, so they can be extremely aggressive. And with Kentucky, a very difficult spot to inbound the ball as well in that deep corner, and they can't run the baseline.
Yep, no question about it. Not running the baseline. What a day. He started off with that game, and unbelievable, lived up to its billing. Baylor and Kansas, certainly a tip of the hat to Kansas winning. And you got Wilder Fury, you got this game, you got Arizona against Oregon, you got the Greek Freak. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want against Embiid? Unreal. What a day for sports fans. Sit there and get the ESPN. ESPN.
So only 16 seconds to go. Kentucky on top by 2. Both teams now out of timeout.
Yeah, we got to get right here. A little strategy going on. Basically, right now, they can't allow Kentucky to use a lot of time here. 16 ticks.
Kentucky has a couple of free throw shooters that I'm sure they would desperately like to get the ball to. Ashton Higgins, he's going to throw it in. He's 81%. Maxey at 79%, and Quickly the best at 93%.
They better keep the ball out of Quickly's hands. They better keep it away, but they're running him off the screen. They want to get it to him.
It's in instead to Maxey, and the foul given immediately. So Tyrese Maxey, 79%, the freshman. Check that last foul to give.
No, they have 1 more to give. They have 1 more to give.
Got the 1 last
They
foul.
didn't know. They're calling it back. Mike White's calling his players back. So we got 1 more to. That's now the rule, right?
Correct. Now the next foul will be a 1-and-1.
Everybody bunched up, trying to step off that high. Here we go, breaking away out of it.
Maxey tied up, and a foul call. Ted Valentine says there is a foul on the play.
And it was.
Not simply knocked out of bounds, so that will put Tyrese Maxey at the line after all is said and done at the other end to shoot a 1-and-1.
Yeah, he definitely is, no question. Once you reach in like that, you reach in and grab the hand, make contact with the body. There's contact, absolutely. You can't let him get away with that. You can't say, well, let the game be won by playing. Bottom line is a foul is a foul. And now you go to free throw. The one luxury Kentucky has, their 3 perimeter players can make free throws. And that's a tremendous positive to have. No timeouts for either team, so people don't start screaming they should call a timeout. Fury, this kid I think likes pressure. I think he enjoys the moment. He enjoys the lights on him. He did when it was over, certainly in the first game of Michigan State.
Here's the big one to make it a 4-point game. He's got them both.
Wow. Got to get a miracle here. Got to get a miracle.
Nembhard.
Don't want to foul, people.
Leans in, lost it. And Kentucky is going to win it.
Cats are going to go on.
Quickly bottled up. 2 seconds to go. And the celebration now is on at Rupp.
And the standing O begins. Another W in the annals of Kentucky basketball. Look at the Blue Nation, big Blue Nation. They tried to get contact stepping into the defense, but the ball's popped out. Good no call right there. Yes, sir. Kentucky looks like an SEC championship is going to happen again. How many times? 49?
This will be the 49th time that Kentucky will win the SEC regular season championship, assuming they don't have some type of collapse down the stretch. But who would think that, as they will have still a 2-game lead in the loss column, and this will all but eliminate the Gators from having any chance to win the regular season title.
Then they're going to deal with LSU. White quickly right there on the free throw. What a player he's been. What a player. I'd smile too. I'd smile too if I had that kind of ability and talent, my friend. And what a wise decision he made, coming back to school and dedicating himself really to being the player he has become. And he's a definite all-SEC performer, a winner with a winner's mentality, which is passed on from the leader on the sideline, John Calipari, who Mike White said, I have the ultimate respect for what he does coaching those great young kids.
6 consecutive wins now for Kentucky, and their 10th win in their last 11. And a career day for Immanuel Quickley, as the sophomore rings the bell for 26. That is his all-time career high. Stay tuned. The Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury undercard is coming up. For Chris Budden and Dick Vitale, I'm Bob Wischusen. So long from Lexington.